Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Asdivine Hearts II on Nintendo Switch. Light and Shadow deities. If you're here to meet us, it must mean Legion Light got word to you like I asked. Yes, Light deity, but, about my sister. She's merely unconscious. Is that so? Then I ask you to please help Celine to her room. At once! I have made reservations for you at the inn, so I ask you please rest here this evening. Once my sister regains consciousness, I will send one of the soldiers from the castle to inform you. We would really appreciate that. I think it is now time I return to the castle. How about we get ourselves some rest then? Let's check one more time and see if anybody has a quest. Never know with this game, it's real sneaky. Good morning. I have come to inform you Celine has finally awoken. Then we'll get to see her. Go see her right away. I will let her know you are coming. All right, let's get over to the castle. I finished notifying all the towns and villages in the kingdom of the current situation. Hopefully, this will prevent any confusion or unrest. Want something? What's wrong with this mutt? Sounds like he's crying. He seems to have gotten separated from his companion. You can understand him? Of course not, you fool. But didn't you just... I do not understand this dog's words. I merely read his mind. That's a whole lot more amazing than... This dog is called Pooch. He became separated from his companion, Pooch, in Lokina Cave and is determined to wait here until he returns. He's not going to look himself? In the case something as this happened, they made a plan ahead of time to rendezvous here in the capital. The reason being, if one went in search of the other, there's a chance they could miss each other. Pretty smart thinking for a pair of dogs. Ooh. Nadia? It would appear this dog has realized we were able to understand him. Therefore, he has requested we go in search of his companion in Lokina Cave in his place. Now we've been reduced to searching for lost dogs. Yeah, leave this to us. I mean, how hard could it be to find a dog there? Are you certain of your decision? Not exactly, given we're talking to a dog here. But it wouldn't be right for us to ignore somebody in need of help, even if that somebody is an animal. You are too easily manipulated. Now, as for you, dog, let me review. You have become separated from your companion, Pooch, in Lokina Cave. Is that not correct? Let us go. Yeah, alright. Nadia, do you hear that coming from behind these? Sounds as if it is an animal crying. Boulders of size are easily broken. Stand back and allow me to handle this. Be my guest. What's the dog doing here? Wait, could it be that this is that dog Pooch's companion, Pooch? It would appear to me you are correct given this reaction. Ooh. You must have hidden here attempting to flee from monsters when the place caved in and could not get out. So that's how you got stuck here, huh? Luckily, you don't seem to be hurt, so why don't we get you back to your companion? Woohoo! I see you are here. Did you sleep well last night? Yes, Your Majesty. I'm glad to hear that. Now, to get to the issue at hand. Could I please have you tell me your name again? Alicia. What? As in Alicia from the Star Festival? What's the reaction for? What reason do I have to lie about my own name? Do not disgrace the name you portend to be yours. How about you quiet yourself, Grandma? Think about it, Nadia. If this insolent brat, I mean, if she is who she says she is, she'd have to be over 2,000 years old. Meaning she'd be a fossil compared to you. Yes, I see your point. Reassuring Nadia about her age still doesn't solve a thing, you know. Shush you. Then if you are this Alicia as you say you are, why have you possessed Celine's body? How should I know? If you don't answer me, I'll subject you to torture. Like I believe that. Oh, really? You have a lot of nerve testing my patience. You be quiet too, Tubby Cat. Tubby? Why, I ought to end your existence this second. Calm down, Felix. We haven't even introduced ourselves. I'm Zack, and it's nice to meet you. Do you mind if I call you Alicia? No. Alicia, the body you're currently possessing belongs to a special friend of ours. Special friend? That's right. And we want to be with her, talk to her, laugh with her, and even sometimes fight and make up afterwards. Do you have something like that in your own life? Claudius. I see. Then how would you feel if suddenly you weren't able to talk to this Claudius anymore? I would hate it. That's the same way we feel, too. Yeah, you sure know how to handle children. Almost like you have some real experience at it. This is just for Zack's reputation, I'm saying this, but did you forget he was raised at the orphanage? Of course I remember that, and exactly why I'm saying it. Well, however Zack was raised or whatever his hobbies are, I'm willing to accept them all. That's not why I'm saying that. So, Alicia, would you be willing to let us speak with Celine? No. Why not? Because I haven't talked to Claudius yet. With Claudius? You mentioned his name when you saw Theodore. Exactly who is this Claudius fellow? Claudius is the one I love most in this world. But he died saving my village from the storm. You mean the origins of the Star Festival? But wasn't it you who saved the world from it? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Claudius was a servant in my father's house. He was kind, taught me everything I wanted to know about the world, and because of that I came to love him. Not only as a person, but as a man. Maybe it was because I was a young woman he never responded, but I tried to show him I loved him every day through little things I did for him. But then the storm came. The sky was covered with black clouds that stretched beyond the mountains and even the ocean. It thundered all day as the rain and wind beat upon the house, so I couldn't go outside. After 10 months, without the storm abating, the people began to worry it was a manifestation of divine anger. In order to suppress it, one was chosen to offer a prayer atop the mountain at the shrine. The one who was chosen was a man who used to be a wanderer. It was Claudius. I was only told this after he had already left, so I snuck out of the house and tried to catch up to him. I ran and ran and ran, pushing my way through the storm, and when I arrived at the place, he was in fervent prayer and pleading before heaven. Being so happy to see him safe, I called out to him, but I can't recall what happened after that. A bright light suddenly pushed down upon me with such force I inadvertently closed my eyes. And when the light finally dissipated, Claudius was gone. Somehow during it all, the storm had subsided, but more than anything else, it was him who I wanted to see. I searched the mountain over for any trace of him in the days following, but I was never able to find him. And after becoming exhausted from hunger and fatigue, I closed my eyes for a brief moment. But when I awoke, here I was. Then what you're saying is it wasn't your prayer that saved the world. No, if anyone saved the world, it was Claudius. But it doesn't matter to me what anyone thinks happened. The only thing I care about is finding Claudius. But from what you told us, it sounds like he's dead. And with it being more than 2,000 years ago, then it must be like Rapskull said. Theodore's body really did come from Asdivine 2,000 years ago. And if somebody were somehow able to send Claudius to Archelio, then the puzzle pieces would fall into place. The phenomenon that occurred when he disappeared very much resembles a time-space distortion. Time-space distortion? That would be the same phenomenon that caused my son, Lawrence, and Uriel to change places, wouldn't it? Yes, however, it would appear in this situation it is not exactly the same. All alone, I continued to wait, only conscious of my surroundings for a year, yet somehow I felt Claudius. Being unable to move, the only thing I could do is call out for him. But then one day, Celine showed up and found my hairpin. Perhaps my soul was in that hairpin from the beginning, and somehow through it, we were able to enter Celine's body. Yes, that must be how it happened. Things are starting to come together now. But even knowing that, I can't think it good for the soul of the dead to share a body with the soul of the living. Indeed, we should expel her as quickly as possible. Hey, Felix, Nadia. You need to give up your foolish empathy. It'll do nothing for her. That may be true, but it doesn't mean the longer she remains inside Celine, the greater burden to her body and soul. That's not what I... Squeeze his axe on. Alicia? Why did I see now. If we help you find a way to talk with this Claudius, are you willing to give Celine back her body afterward? Yes, I promise. Felix, Nadia, I understand what you mean when you say if we care at all about Celine, it'd be best to get Alicia out of her body as soon as possible. But if Celine would stop you herself from doing that, like how she just grabbed my arm, wouldn't that change the equation? Zack. It could also be Alicia's trying to trick us. I am not. Uriel, I believe both Celine and Alicia. That's because you're a knave. I'll have to handle this instead. What? Wait, Felix. Prepare to be sent to the other side. Yowzers! Felix! What did I just do now? Zack, isn't that... I've got no doubts now. That was one of Celine's skills. Now let me ask you this, Nadia. Could Alicia really have manipulated Celine's body to do that? Well, it may be possible to control her body. I suspect it not so concerning her abilities. In short, it was Celine who did that, right? That is perhaps correct. Then you know it means the High Priestess has made her intention clear by prioritizing Alicia's will over yours, Felix. Seeing that, do you still believe Celine wishes to expel Alicia from her body? I guess it means we should honor her request. Stella, if Zack has come to that conclusion, then I trust his judgment. Then I will too. But to be clear about this, it's not Alicia who I trust, but Zack. Don't forget that. Sometimes you humans can be so stubborn. However, should I perceive anything unusual, I shall expel you myself, for it is the High Priestess who is our priority. And that's okay by me. Are you okay with this yourself, Queen Gloria? I also intend to respect Celine's wishes. Personally, I would prefer to avoid anything that would burden my sister. But if she has made her decision, I will say no more. You heard it there, which means you're with us, Alicia. I'm grateful. Now the question is, what first? I'm still not making contact with Shaddai, or the Legions for that matter. Master! What happened to you? You're in terrible shape. We crossed paths with Theodore. After engaging him, we determined we could not defeat him. As embarrassing as it is to say, we fled. Nothing simple about that. Wait, your souls weren't injured, were they? No, we are fine. Although indeed, if I lost the two of you again, I'd... Felix. Legion, where is he now? He is currently in the woodlands of the Letter region. See, good work. I command you to rest and recover from your wounds. Yes, Master. Felix, the Legions are safe. Therefore, you must not cry anymore. I'm not crying. I just got a piece of dust in my eye. And if you ever have need of a shoulder to cry on, I shall lend you mine. You just want to fondle my fur. How did you know? Still, I appreciate your concern. Does it mean we're going to Leto Forest then? It does, because now knowing where he is, we can't let him continue to do what he's doing. Then can I ask you to look for my other hairpin there? Hairpin? You mean it's not the one Celine found? There are two of them. There was only one in the place where I was. I'm sure the other must be in my grave in Leto Forest, so I would like you to retrieve it for me. It was a special gift from Claudius many years ago. This is utter nonsense. Given the severity of the situation, even you know it's unwise to waste time for something like that. Besides, we're not your servants. I'm sorry about this, Alicia, but we can't right now. What's it going to hurt? Your destination is the same. Although that is true, we are saying we do not have the time to assist you with your request. I'm sorry, Alicia. But you don't know how important it is to me. It's the only connection I have left with Claudius. Connection, huh? Alicia, does the one you have now look like the other? Yes, why? Let me see it for a second. Looking at it, it appears to be quite old, meaning if we can't find it, I don't want to hear any more complaints. Are we clear? Crystal. Zack? What are you telling her? I know she's a child, but I'm also sure she understands the direness of the situation. And for her to beg this much to help her find it, I think there is some meaning in that. But we'll limit our time searching for it, and if we can't find it, we'll simply give up. If the rest of you don't want to, I'll search for it myself. But I'm asking you to help anyway. Be so pushy, will you? On the other hand, it'd be an even bigger problem if she tried to wander off with Celine's body in search of it. But it's like Zack says, we'll only be searching for it on a limited basis. Now, are we in agreement? I have no complaints here. Myself either. Ariel? Fine. Thanks, everybody. Now, about this Letter region. Doesn't it lie somewhere across the ocean? We shall need another mode of travel than foot. Queen Gloria, do you have a ship to lend us? If that's how you plan to get there, I suggest you speak with those at the guild. I have entrusted all charge concerning this kingdom's vessels to them. Then we'll go speak with them right away. Alright, it's over to the guild. Alicia, be a good girl and wait for us here, will you? Okay. Uriel, can I ask you something? What? We'll be waiting downstairs for you. Your Majesty? Uriel, I care about you more than you know. Not because you're the same person as my son from another world. It's because you're special in your own right. Okay. I wonder if that's a little difficult to understand. Anyhow, I ask you please remember my words. I'll be sure to write them down. I'm sorry to have held you up. Now please be careful in your travels. Yes, Your Majesty. Oh my, have I ever been waiting for you to return? You sound almost like a stalker. I prefer to be called a worrywart instead. However, that aside, will you be needing a ship? It's almost like you read our minds. That's because this world stands at a very important juncture right now. And at times like this, I'm certain a certain knowledge flows to my ears faster than the speed of light. What's the speed of light? Oh dear, it would seem that science has yet to be discovered in this world. Let us pretend I never mentioned anything on the subject. Okay, but how about a ship? Are you going to be able to help us out with that? To tell you the honest truth, I threw a bunch of my trays the other day to get rid of some stress and sunk them all. You sunk all the ships in the kingdom? I realized I got a little carried away, so I'll be sure to punish Jolie for it later. Why me? That is why, instead, I have prepared something that will enable you to fly in the skies. What does she mean by something? It's probably better not to. It's probably better not to ask. I perceive it will be easier to travel by air, as we will be able to avoid encounters with monsters. However, I must ask what it is we will be riding upon. Telling you now would spoil the surprise. But whatever it is, it's now ready and waiting for you outside the capital. So why not go see for yourselves? Why does the way she talks make me feel nervous? I can't imagine whatever it is will be too difficult to handle, hopefully. Then let's hurry and find out. Whoa, what's this huge thing? It looks like a flying pugwort. Since when did pigs fly? Actually, not pigs, pugworts, even though they are related. If I had been told flying ones exist, I had been told flying ones extinct. But what are the chances of running into one here like this? What are you so excited for, beast? Why do you think giving flowers to it is going to? Oh, I see now. Love at first sight. Yeah? Sure got dumped in a hurry. It's okay, Pugsley. You'll find someone who will love you for who you are someday. Not tell me the maid meant for us to ride this filthy animal. If you ask me, I think we could all fit on its back. That's exactly what it's for. Who said that? Your Madame Curie's granddaughter, was it? That's right. Now give me a piggyback ride. I mean, no, it's me, Jolie. Auntie, suggest my older sister is old enough to be a grandmother. You must seriously not like living. Speaking of, that's who you are, aren't you? But what exactly were you doing under this flying pigwort anyway? Couldn't you tell? I was thoroughly enjoying being poked by its bristly hair while I was waiting for you all to show up. Now, how about I show you the ropes with this one? Learn the flying pugwort controls. Yeah, sure. Riding the flying pugwort. While standing atop the flying pugwort, a ride icon will appear in the lower right of the screen. Pressing A will allow the party to ride. Dismounting the flying pugwort. While above the suitable landing area, the get-off icon will appear in the lower right of the screen. Pressing the A button will cause the party to dismount. Cautions. High mountains and reefs cannot be crossed over. Given the flying pugwort is an herbivore, she will only land on grassy spots. However, with Archelio blanketed in snow and grass below, she will land almost anywhere. While green forests can be flown over, there are areas with withered trees cannot be, as they will poke her delicate belly. An added caution: be careful of small islands or other suspicious places that can only be reached by ship or air. Such may prove deadly if set foot upon. And right, I also had a message from my sister for you. She says if both Felix and Nadia use their magic on this flying pugwort, they'll be able to summon her to Archelio too. Which means traveling from here to there and everywhere in between will be a cinch. There might even be places you couldn't get to before. That sounds like it'll be an added convenience. Now, what do you say we get casting some magic on this one? The flying pugwort can now be used in Archelio. Alright, now how about we hurry to the letter region? Sounds good to me. It's easier to get the easiest way to get there is to head a little north of Gutenberg City and then due west. So, shall we hit the road? Or should I say skies? How long do you intend to stand there? Your business is done. You know, I was just thinking maybe I could tag along for fun and... You're a burden. Now get back to your job as a maid. How can you say that after all I've done for you? How can you be so cruel? I wonder what's up with her. Who knows? Well, I suggest we forget about it and get going ourselves. This is the place? Yes, I saw a gravestone-like rock here in the heart of the forest while we were on the back of our flying pugwort. Unfortunately, we couldn't get any closer by air, so we'll have to hoof it from here. 2 years have been a surprisingly long time, hasn't it? Why so sentimental all of a sudden? It was 2 years ago we fought Shaddai here on this continent. I thought the magic that flooded out of the divine space at that time would still be as potent as it was then. However, it is roughly the same as other places. I'm surprised to see this myself. Well, 2 years is both short and long. Yet enough for both the land and the people to change. I do not sense his magic powers. However, the legions risked their lives for the information they gave us. He must be here. So what is he here for exactly? To pay his respects at a grave, perhaps? Seriously, you two. I'm only joking. Now let's hurry and investigate. It's Theodore. Gotta stop him this time. Ha ha ha. It seems you have some courage pursuing me like this, considering your last pathetic defeat. Having said that, this place is abundant with magic. I must thank you for leaving it for me to find. Magic? I see now. I thought earlier magic was weak, and now I understand why you're here. To steal it, aren't you? What do you intend? I have no obligation to answer your questions. But seeing as how we are connected, I will hear your request this once. We are of the same origin as you deities. So are our divine powers. We also existed before you. Yes, we were created by Shaddai before you ever were. We are the original pillars of Asdivine. What? Why do you look so surprised? We know you felt our powers despite them being as weak as they were. I am the light deity. I am also the shadow deity. Two deities? Short, Felix and Donnie's predecessors? Ugh! Yeah. What do you think you're doing to him? Silence. We have no memory of abdicating our throne as deities of like you. Nor do we. Moreover, we have never heard of your existence from Shaddai. However, the only two deities recognized as the pillars of Asdivine are us. Yowzer! This is the same ire we felt in Yokai Hollow. You see now, this is the enmity of being denied as deities. You are a waste of magic. Yet the fact angered me, we are one and the same. Now, where were we? Our purpose is one and the same. Death of Shaddai. You want to kill Shaddai? But he's your creator. Creator, his existence is a disgrace and the reason he must be eliminated. So this very creator once took everything from us and sealed up our souls in this human before sending us to Archelio, a world doomed to vanish. It has been 2,000 years since that time, and the enmity that has festered within us will finally give us our revenge. What could have happened to make you hate Shaddai that much? This conversation is over. Except there is one thing you are wrong about that must be corrected. We ourselves bear divine powers, and therefore what is possible to a deity is possible for us. What are you trying to say? Have you not figured it out? The ones who manipulated that insect Rapskull in Archelio was none other than us. Foolishly believed it was him controlling Theodore, but it was all the opposite. We used him to resurrect the body of that man, and then covered the world in snow and ice. Not realizing any of it, he played right into our trap, thereby opening a way for our return to Asdivine. In short, we've heard enough. Rapskull did not attack Archelio of his own will. Did I not say that was enough? In other words, it was you who... Silence! I know. Not listen to them, Felix. That is right. You murdered your own innocent child. Fools you are. The look in your face is priceless. Hey, why would you do that if your only purpose was to return to Asdivine? Why would you hurt Rapskull and everybody that lives in Archelio? Was it really necessary to do all that? You seem desperate for an answer despite it not being your world. However, if you desire a reason, it was because the magic we gained in Archelio was necessary. It was indispensable in us accomplishing our plan. In an attempt to cover our tracks, the bigger the blanket, the better. But more than anything else, we did it because it was amusing. Amusing? Right, we are not the simplest things the most important. We deceived you using Rapskull's words and actions in the most amusing performance. Who would have imagined you would buy into our deception so easily? What a way to stave off our boredom. How enjoyable it was watching you play right into the palm of our hands. For that, we owe you our thanks. Ha 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 ha! I shall not forgive you for this. Zack, Nadia. Consider this a gift from us. We hope you enjoy it. Rapskull. We welcome you to pursue us. That is, if you can. Next, we will make for your domain, and after we have regained our powers in full, it will be the beginning of the end. Rapskull. Felix, get back. We'll take care of him, so... No, I'll fight too. Now, what is this? Another frog. Felix. Please give me a moment alone. I'm sorry I kept you waiting so long, but let's go find Alicia's grave. Why not leave this to me? You wait here with everybody else, otherwise you can always head back if necessary. We don't have time to be meeting. We don't have time to be meeting up somewhere else. Come on, let's go. Alright, if that's your decision. Zack, rather I suggest, let's do as Felix wants. As you wish. This is where we're supposed to find her grave. It's right here. Looks like it's got Alicia's name. This is definitely it. This commonplace gravestone? Now let us get this over with. Is this what we were after? Found Alicia's hairpin. Nice. I had no idea you could do something like that. With our powers, it is but a simple task. When you're done here, let us return to the castle. I hear you there. Why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You're watching Asdivine Hearts II on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.